As I already told you, Splunk is a logical infrastructure. Okay, here the event comes in and the Splunk places them into index buckets. So there are three types of bucket in Splunk, which is hot, warm, and cold storage. Hot bucket are those where the most current data are found. The data which is less than 24 hours will be placed in hot buckets. More than 24 hours, it will be there in the warm bucket, and more than 48 hours, it will go to the cold buckets. So each bucket has its own raw data, metadata. Metadata means the data of data, which basically contains the source, host, and source type. Now I'll move to the Splunk working mechanism. So how Splunk works? Splunk, like any other SIM solution, works based on machine learning engine, and this is where the AI comes into place. Now, at the heart of the Splunk, there is a machine learning engine installed. Now, how it is working? So here there is a TLS session tracker, which is transport layer security. I'll talk this in detail when I'll teach you the network and enterprise security. So this TLS session tracker is basically helping the traffic to pass. It's a bidirectional traffic. That means inbound and outbound traffic. The traffic which is going in and the traffic which is coming out. So this passes through this TLS session tracker and it goes through event normalizer. Now what is this event normalizer? Event normalizer transforms this data. What is this data? This data is nothing but the traffic, the network packets, which contains the details like the source IP, destination IP, the payload that is there in the network packet. So this event normalizer converts this data into vectors. What it will do, why it is converted to vector? Because machine learning engine, which is integrated with artificial intelligence, it will not understand data, it understand vectors, which is just imagine a 3D data, a three-dimensional version of the data. These vectors are fed to the machine learning engine. Now this machine learning engine do a behavior analysis. It see how those vectors are behaving. Is it in a good way or bad way? Just to be in layman terms. If it's a good way, it is stored in the database. If it's a bad way, it will throw alert to the IT security expert. Then the IT security expert will analyze those and see if it's really a good behavior or bad behavior. If it's a good behavior, that means it's a false positive alert. It will again stored in the database. If it's a bad, it will also be stored in the database, marking it as a bad data so that when similar type of data comes in future, machine learning engine will not throw the alert again. So this is the entire mechanism of Splunk. I'll explain in more detail when we will talk about the Splunk architecture and the overall indexing and clustering mechanism in the session later.